The back room, greenhouse effect. What goes on in that back room? Yeah. So anyway, fuck you, Facebook. We'll try to bring out this message again. To start off, I just did it perfectly before. I read it perfectly. I'm going to read you. I wondered whether Trotsky, in one of his last essays, had a prediction about the future of mankind, and sure enough, he did. He had a vision of the future of mankind, and it's very poignant in today's climate and what's going to happen once this virus is Anyway, hopefully this won't fuck up. Try to get comfortable. Put my eyebrow. Capitalism has outlived itself as a world system. It has ceased to fulfill its essential function, the raising of the level of human power and human wealth. Humanity cannot remain stagnant at the level which it has reached. Only a powerful increase in productive force and a sound plan, that is, socialist organization of production and distribution, can assure humanity, all humanity, of a decent standard of life, and at the same time give it the precious feeling of freedom with respect to its own economy. Freedom in two senses. First of all, man will no longer be compelled to devote the greater part of his life to physical toil. Second, he will no longer be dependent on the laws of the market, that is, on the blind and obscure forces which work behind his back. He will build his economy freely, according to plan, with compass in hand. This time, it is a question of subjecting the anatomy of society to the X-ray through and through, of disclosing all its secrets and subjecting all its functions to the reason and the will of collective humanity. In this sense, socialism must become a new step in the historical advance of mankind. Before our ancestor, who first armed himself with a stone axe, the whole of nature represented a conspiracy of secret and hostile forces. Since then, the natural sciences, hand in hand with practical technology, have illuminated nature down to its most secret depths. By means of electrical energy, the physicist passes judgment on the nucleus of the atom. The hour is not far when science will easily solve the tasks of the alchemists and turn manure into gold and gold into manure. Where the demons and furies of nature once raged, now reigns, ever more courageously, the industrious woodman. But while he wrestled victoriously with nature, man built up his relations to other men blindly, almost like the bee or the ant. Slowly and very haltingly, he approached the problems of human society. The Reformation represented the first victory of individualism and rationalism in a domain which had been ruled by dead tradition. From the church, critical thought went on to the state. Born in the struggle with absolutism and the medieval estates, the doctrine of the sovereignty of the people and of the rights of man and the citizen grew stronger. Thus arose the system of parliamentarism. Critical thought penetrated into the domain of government administration. The political rationalism of democracy was the highest achievement of the revolutionary. But between nature and state stands economic life. Technical science liberated man from the tyranny of the old elements, earth, water, fire and air, only to subject him to its own tyranny. Men ceased to be a slave to nature, only to become a slave to the machine, and still worse, a slave to supply and demand. The present world crisis testifies in a special tragic fashion how a man who dives to the bottom of the ocean, who rises up to the stratospheres, who converses on invisible waves with the antipodes, how this proud and daring ruler of nature remains a slave to the blind forces of his own economy. The historical task of our epoch consists in replacing the uncontrolled play of the market by rational planning, in disciplining the forces of production, compelling them to work together in harmony and obediently serve the needs of mankind. Only on this new social basis will man be able to stretch his weary limbs, and every man and every woman, not only a selected few, become a citizen with full power in the realm of thought. But this is not the end of the road. No, it is only the beginning. Man calls himself the crown of creation. He has a certain right to that claim. But who has asserted that present-day man is the last and highest representative of the species Homo sapiens? No, physically as well as spiritually, he is very far from perfection, prematurely born, biologically with feeble thought, and has not produced any new organic equilibrium. It is true that humanity has more than once brought forth giants of thought and action who tower over their contemporaries like summits in a chain of mountains. The human race has a right to be proud of its Aristotle, Shakespeare, Darwin, Beethoven, Marx, Edison and Lenin. But why are they so rare? Above all, because almost without exception they came out of the upper and middle classes. Apart from rare exceptions, the sparks of genius in the suppressed depths of the people are choked before they can burst into flame. But also because the process of creating, developing and educating a human being have been and remain essentially a matter of chance, not illuminated by theory and practice, not subjected to consciousness and will. Anthropology, biology, physiology and psychology have accumulated mountains of material to raise up before mankind in their full scope the task of perfecting and developing body and spirit. Psychoanalyst, the inspired hand of Sigmund Freud, has lifted the cover of the well which is poetically called the soul, and what has been revealed? Our conscious thought is only a small part of the work of the dark psychic forces. Learned divers descend to the bottom of the ocean and there take photographs of mysterious fish. Human thought, descending to the bottom of its own psychic sources, must shed light on the most mysterious driving forces of the soul and subject them to reason and to will. Once he has done with the anarchic forces of his own society, man will set to work on himself, in the pestle and the retort of the chemist. For the first time, mankind will regard itself as raw material, and at best as a physical and psychic semi-finished product. Socialism will mean a leap from the realm of necessity into the realm of freedom, in this sense also that the man of today, with all his contradictions and lack of harmony, will open the road for a new and happier race. That just roars in today's climate, because that's what's going to happen when that fucking virus gets knocked on the head. We can't go back to the old ways. We've taken that step. It's a one-way street, baby.